Welcome to Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarella, Mayor for the city. And yes, we're live tonight as we are each and every Thursday night. We're really excited about our show tonight. We got some great guests and lots of information to share with you. Try to write down and keep a list in my phone of all the things that I hear during the course of the week, wherever I'm at, and try to get those things addressed in a helpful and fun way. Our phone number is 978-537-7760. Extension 3, I think, is the number to call here at Inside Leominster, and we can connect. If the other thing is, if you'd like for us to make a phone call out to somebody interesting that was from town or used to live in town, or maybe they're traveling, you could call here at that number, give us their phone number, and we'll call them and have a chat. Especially with the holidays coming, people like to stay connected. It's sometimes interesting to find out what fellow Leominsterites are doing, where they're living, where they're working, kind of what do they miss most about the city. So again, 978-537-7760 is the number to call at extension 3. We're going to go right to the art report. He's been a busy guy today. He's brewing up some sauce, and he's got all kinds of things going over there on Judy Drive. So let's go zoom right in.
We've been very busy.
I can tell.
Trying to de-winterize or winterize putting the hoses away, and brought the fig tree in. That was a chore. Needed a two-wheeler. The thing weighs about 150 pounds.
See, that's what
I bring it in the garage and I wrap it for the winter.
That's what the first cold day of fall is for, and the first snowflakes. It's to tell you, get ready.
Yep. Question of the week.
Yes.
In the department of why, W-H-Y with an exclamation point, do people, when they go grocery shopping, leave their empty carts in the handicap areas of all places?
I have the answer.
So when someone comes in that is really challenged with their movement, they got to move. Today there were six wagons in the way and one electric cart. The electric cart I totally understand because that person needs it. But and then I see a woman, God bless her soul, come out of come out with her cart, unloads her groceries, goes to the car. She had trouble walking, gets a cane, and with her cane, she brings the cart to the corral where you should keep them. God bless her.
I have the answer.
Then I see people running out of the store with their cart, and they park it right in the middle of a handicap thing.
Or how about the people that leave their carriage next to your car?
Oh, please. Ding City. Drives me crazy. Drives me crazy because I'm a car nut. I got a 20-year-old truck that looks like it just come out of the showroom.
I know.
I can't deal with it. I cannot deal with it. But having said that, I hope the people up at the farm recover from this disaster with the silo. My God, I went by there right after it happened.
Lucky nobody got killed.
I never saw so much grain in my life, but I know who was happy over that whole incident. Out of nowhere come about 6 flocks of pigeons. They were loving the grain.
Yeah.
All the birds were.
I went by. That was a big silo.
Yeah, that's the one that's left there.
Yeah, that thing was it's like a building falling down.
Yeah, they did, and hit the other building. Thank God those people weren't hurt that were in it. They got out.
Yep.
But one of the cows, they didn't make it.
I know, that's sad.
That's a shame.
Too bad. It's a beautiful farm that sits up there on that hill on the left-hand side as you're coming down through Day Street.
You know?
Leominster
Valuable
Road.
property, that's for sure.
Is that called Leominster Road?
Yeah, they call it that too,
Are you still golfing? I saw a guy out there, short sleeve at Manusknock. Cold as anything. It must have been 7:30 in the morning, and he's out there hitting those balls.
2 days ago at Gardner, it was, we were in the clubhouse waiting for the okay to go out. When we got there, it was 36.
Wow.
And we waited, and after a short stay, they came in and said, okay, you can go. We went out, it was about almost 40, but we knew it was cold. But, well, fresh, good, nice fresh air in your lungs. It's good for you.
Hey, guess whose anniversary it is today?
Who?
Mr. and Mrs. DiPasquale.
Oh, Freddie.
So
Good, 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 good.
happy anniversary to
Happy
them.
anniversary to them.
Maybe-
In fact, I was up in their neighborhood earlier this week. Maybe once every 3 months, I like to tour the old neighborhood, the old memory bank. In fact, a lot of it hasn't changed up in the back. I hope
No.
it stays that way, but
Right.
you never know. But you know what? I was amiss because we haven't been doing the music, but a couple of weeks ago was the anniversary death of Peggy Sue, who Buddy Holly
Peggy Sue.
coined the song Peggy Sue. She passed away.
Wow, how old was she?
Oh, I think 70s, up in there somewhere.
Hey, did you see Ronnie Gerard had posted pictures of downtown, in particular, Grant's?
Yes, loved it.
And you know, that corner still has the same windows in it. And I thought,
Yeah.
wouldn't that be cool to replicate, take that picture, scan it in, and print it out and stick it in that window so it looks exactly like it did during that day?
It would. There's
Isn't that
a
cool?
lot of... I have, a compliment, golf partner, lives in Fitchburg.
Yes,
George Fiore is his name.
yes,
And he said Tuesday rather, when we were playing golf,
yeah.
he said, oh, by the way, because there was a terrible accident on Route 2, and both ways were stopped.
All right.
Of course, we'll never see it in the local papers. But anyway, he says, so I took Miriam, and then I drove through the center of Leominster. He said, got to be one of the most beautiful downtowns in the United States. He
Oh,
said,
nice.
what a wonderful sight.
You know that?
Not only is the pavement beautiful, the flowers, everything was clean, people were smiling, the stores are full. I said, isn't that wonderful? I said, I'll make sure I tell them
Well,
that.
thank you. We have a great
Yes.
team, and I'll tell you, the only benefit of having Route 2 back up every day is that more and more people are coming through town, more and more people who typically don't come through town and see it, and
Yes.
are excited by, you know, the place is pretty full, it's clean, lots of flowers, but you know what? It's a team effort. Lots of people, especially Sally, she's the cheerleader for us. She's out there, she plants all the flowers, but there are so many others too that help to make it possible. All the people, every time people make a contribution, that's where that money goes, whether it's the hanging baskets,
It shows.
just a
It's
beautiful
wonderful.
place. A great historic downtown. But
Yep.
at some point, we have to get a statue of Johnny Appleseed, a Buckskin Sam. We've got to, you know, those are the next steps. And we hired an engineer from, a landscape engineer, architect from Boston, who helped us to kind of create the next generation or the next step of landscaping and flowers and plantings for the downtown.
That's cool.
So
That's cool.
Be pretty fun.
That's cool. That's good stuff. That's what we like to hear.
Yes.
That's good stuff.
Yes, good
Other
stuff.
than that, everything else is fine.
Well,
Shame on me if I complain.
you tell the missus I said hello, and again,
Can't
hopefully
get that.
Freddie will call in today and just say hello.
Anybody's got any tips on why my putter is not working? I'd like to know about
Nah.
why.
You know, well, I'm going to have you in because I want to understand NASCAR. I don't understand it.
Understand
And-
what?
NASCAR.
Math?
NASCAR. Racing.
Oh, NASCAR.
And golf. I thought today, I thought if I had 10 things, if I had a day to do things, and and I listed 10 things, golf would be like not on the list.
Well, I got a quick story. I don't know if I told you that they had the New England Antique Auto Racing Association.
Oh yeah.
They had a car show over at
Yes.
Bouchard's Dodge. And my grandson was up here sleeping over. So I said to him, this was on a Saturday about 3 weeks ago.
Let's go.
I said, I'd like to take you to this car show. Would you like to go? He said, sure, Papa. So we hopped in the car, we go over, and I drive around the back, and Bobby Bergeron, who was a tire changer on Ronnie's big-time race car, and was with him when he won Talladega, saw me coming, and he come over to me, and he goes, Bart, I said, how you doing? He says, look, you got to park across the street over where the Thunderbird Motor Lodge is because we're expecting a big crowd. I said, no problem. So we drove over, my grandson and I, and all the way there I was telling him he was going to meet a lot of people that I was affiliated with in racing.
Right.
Well, I had told him about Bergie and don't Bergie show up. Well, we get out of the car. Who's driving across the street but Joanne Bouchard
Wow.
and Bergie. Bergie's married to Joanne, Ronnie's sister.
Right.
They pick us up in the golf course. It had a golf cart. It had a seat in the back. Well, my grandson's beaming now. Oh, Papa,
Right.
look at this. So we go across the
VIP.
street. Paula was there, introduced her to Ronnie's widow. So Bridgie says, "Come with me, Bart. Come on, Matthew." I introduced her to Matthew. The car that Ronnie won with at Alabama, they have there.
Wow.
They started it up for my grandson.
That's
And
awesome.
that thing was as loud, and it was unbelievable. And
Yeah.
they're throttling it a little bit. His eyes got as big as hubcaps.
I bet.
It was great. And there was a ton of race cars there, so he really enjoyed it.
I got to
And
go
just
check it
as we
out.
were leaving, Paula comes over
Yeah.
and gives him a 9x12 of Ronnie and his race car as a little memento.
Wow. How cool.
He went right home Sunday and put it up on his bedroom wall. He
Well,
was
you're gonna-
all excited.
Someday we'll have you and you can explain that to us. And the
Sure.
other thing is, the golf courses should have a day or a morning when people can come in who've never played golf before, and just let them. There's no stress. You just come in, and you know what? People might end up playing golf.
Yeah, there was a huge influx when Tiger Woods was younger.
Mm.
And now they're waiting for that next big drive because that's kind of faded.
Well,
Because-
how long does it take to play golf?
How long does it take?
Yeah.
If you play 18, at least 3 hours.
Who's got 3 hours?
Well, that's it. So a
Yeah.
lot of people just play 9. You can do that in an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 15.
Right.
But, it all depends on the individual, too. I
Mm.
mean, some guys can play 18 holes in
2 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah.
That's what it takes us about
Right.
3 hours.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like
We
it.
don't mess around.
I
We
guess
hit and
not.
go,
It's serious business.
Yeah.
Okay, Art.
All right.
Ciao.
See you next week.
Talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. That was the Art Report. Thank you, Art. We're going to take a short break, and we're coming back to talk about the Beacon of Hope and their annual fundraiser, the Harvest Dinner and Dance, where the dancing is fun, the dinner is great, and boy, it'll be a beautiful harvest night. Tonight's the beautiful harvest night, too, huh? It's beautiful out there. Taking a short break. We'll be right back here at Inside Leominster. Hey, there you go. Nice job. We got a little certificate for you to put up on the wall if you'd like. Just congratulating you. This sounds like a lot of fun, right? I mean, it's
is.
fun. Hopefully you make some money with it.
Yes.
And congratulations. Good luck and whatever we can do
Thank
to help
you,
you out.
Mayor. I
This is
appreciate
great.
it.
Thank you.
This is exciting. It's fun to be in
It
business,
is.
you know?
It is.
Help people, right? Like you said, somebody loses their washer or dryer, or somebody's got a lot of company, right? Or
That's right.
somebody just lives in a unit where they don't allow washers and
Right.
dryers, and they have to have a place to go.
And we have people that are too busy to do their own laundry.
I like that. You hear that? If you're too busy to do your own laundry, just bring it here. Is any special kind?
Well, right now it's by appointment only and trying to get set hours. So
they just call you or
they
text you,
text
and
me.
then
Yep.
you
I
can
have.
meet them here
Yep.
and do their wash, dry, and fold. Sounding more attractive by the minute here. Well, thank you, David. Anything?
What's the number to call you?
508-284-8002. Call or text.
So this, as you can see, this is the first cold day of the season. So there's a good chance to start switching over from your summer, early fall attire. Get that down here, wash, dry, fold, tuck it away for the season, and bring the winter gear down here. And have that done at the same time, right?
Yes.
Drapes, those kinds of things,
Absolutely.
bring them down because people get ready for the holidays. So perfect time, right here on North Main Street. So right next to Dawn's Diner. Perfect. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
good luck. All right. Thank you. That was a great job, and it's always nice to welcome new business in town, and sometimes people will buy out other businesses and a good venture for themselves. Exciting times, nothing like owning your own business. We're back here inside Leominster's name of the show. Dean Mazzarella is my name. Our phone number, 978-537-7760, extension 3. We are streaming. You can go to our Facebook page and click on there and watch live. You can go to leominster.tv, watch us live. We're also on Verizon and Comcast. So, any questions at all for any of the guests, or you'd just like to call and ask about something, The question of the week last week was, is Popeyes really coming? I've never had Popeyes chicken, but yes, it's down at the mall in front of the cinemas. It's all squared off. Paving projects have started with regrinding on Whitney, Spruce, Laurel, and Johnson Street today. They'll be a paving crew will follow right behind it. Then they'll move up to the west side towards areas like West and Merriam and Grove, and so they'll just keep going. So if you go to my Facebook page, you will find we post all the flushing of the hydrants, what streets they're on each day, and then also the streets that they're working on for paving and any other detours that are around the city. Carla, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi.
Dean, it's Iris.
Hi, Iris.
I am just trying to find out who's responsible for streetlights when they are out.
Are they flickering or out?
Flickering.
Then you go outside and you shake the pole.
Okay, sure.
No. Just call our office. We've had some trouble with some of them, and the manufacturer's supposed to be taking care of them. We're not sure why they flicker. I didn't know like LED lights could flicker, but yeah, just call 534-7500 tomorrow or whenever. And yeah, we've had them around. Don't understand why, but the manufacturer said, no, we'll take care of them.
All right, and just with the number of the pole, that's all I need?
Yeah, that's best. Number of your house, but most importantly, the pole.
All right, great.
That's
Thanks.
it. But try shaking the pole.
All right, I'll give that a try.
And can you let me take pictures or have Steve take pictures?
Sure, not a problem.
Thank you.
All right, bye, Dean.
Hoping that Tom McDermott will call because they have their Brewfest up at the Eagles this weekend from 1 to 4. And this is a big event, and I get it's more of a contest to go around and sort of be a judge, and I'm a judge, so that's kind of cool. Tom, if you're listening, 978-537-7760 is the number right up over there. But in the meantime, we have to talk to Vicki Briggs. But we're going to, because they have their, already, I can't believe it's already that time.
I know.
Kathy, the Russo's here as well. And this is such a fun event in a number of different ways. Fun people, right? Food's good. It's always like, Thanksgiving's coming, right? It's like the kickoff to all the
Pre-gaming for
fall activities. And so this is for the Beacon of Hope. This is the largest fundraiser of the year.
It is. Yeah.
And so tell us all about it. Tell us how it gets started. Tell us what the Beacon of Hope does, because not everybody does know.
So Beacon of Hope, we work with people with developmental and intellectual disabilities, and we have programs out of St. Mark's Church on West Street in Leominster, and we have an evening program where we serve a meal followed by social activities. It gives them a place to meet people, to recreate.
And I saw the latest video
Yes, we're
of a
practicing.
dance out over
Yes.
there, having a dance off.
Yep, we're getting
Pretty
ready.
good.
Yep. So yeah, that's a picture of what we do and the people that we serve. And this big fundraiser, the Harvest Dinner Dance, is to help fund the program. It pays for meals and staffing and activities and supplies. So our big gala is November 2nd at the Doubletree Hotel in Leominster.
I'm a guest waiter.
Yes, we are bringing
You're
the
a
waiters
guest
back again.
Wait staff.
Yeah,
It's
and
not. It's
Catherine,
not.
too.
They don't call them waitresses anymore, do they? It's wait
I
staff.
don't know. I gave up my real waitressing gig, but yeah, servers, I guess.
I was never a server. You just know what was going to happen. These size 12s, you know what's going to happen, right? All that food and water all over the place and everything, right? You know that's going to happen. So I stay away from that. But that night,
That night, yeah.
I'm kicked in full time into action there.
Yeah.
Not messing around.
For an hour, you guys are going to go on, and people are going to tip you to sing, to dance, to
Yeah.
Could be some challenges of sorts.
We have some different challenges.
Make
up
sure
our
you have
sleeve.
your game face on.
My game face, isn't it always on?
Could be.
Huh?
How do we know? We've never seen the other one.
Well, anyway, there's still room. I know you packed the house, and there are
Yes.
a group of people that come every single year, so they take up those tables. But there's always some. There are still a few tables that are left, or chair, seats, and everybody's friendly, so it doesn't matter where you sit. This is the friendliest group you'll ever meet in your lifetime, right? Everybody.
exactly.
And this is also the biggest fundraiser that you have
Right.
to support the activities that you do all year long. And so even if people can't make it, but they would like to make some sort of a donation, I always say you can always do so. where do you mail that? Because still a lot of people are just like, you know what, I'm just going to mail it.
Yeah,
You know, the best part of my day, today I got I'll have to show Ronnie, Gerard's here, and I got a postcard with a lady that's in assisted living in California, and picked up a postcard and attached it to it with a handwritten letter. That's the best. And I get those 3, 4, 5 times a week. Somebody handwrites a letter.
Right.
Some people, it's pages. You know, when's the last time you sat down and wrote somebody a letter? Pages of it. And so there's still some people that want to write a check, put it in an envelope, and send it out. Where do they send that?
Sure, they send it to P.O. Box 426 in Leominster.
Remember.
Yes, or people can go online and donate with a credit card at www.beaconofhopema.org.
There you
And there's
go.
a big donate
And you
button.
can donate anything. You $5, $10, $100,
exactly.
$1,869, the lottery, after taxes, whatever it is. But it goes to a good cause. And I've been there. I see how much fun they have. It's good for everybody. It's a great thing to have in our community. Tickets are $40, but the food is just magnificent.
Yes.
Is it still the same?
We're changing it up a little bit.
All right.
this
What are we
year.
doing this year?
We're doing
wanna get my taste buds
a
up.
big stuffed chicken with roasted potatoes, green beans, and a variety of desserts.
That's awesome, huh? I can't wait.
It's always a lot of fun. I mean, the irony is that I got involved because of the Harvest Dinner Dance.
Right.
And I used to see, like, your picture in the paper or other things after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned something to Debbie Lapointe. Hey, you know, I always hear about that afterwards. How can I go?
Right.
I wanted to go, but, you know, Debbie misinterpreted, and I ended up as one of
Being
the
a-
wait
You
You
staff.
need to be very clear when you talk
Right.
to Deborah.
But then last year was maybe my fourth night, you know, fourth year that I had done so. And as you know, I changed employers, and so it made a lot of sense. And the irony was that night, I thought to myself driving home, maybe I should get more involved, maybe I should go volunteer. And then the night I decided to go volunteer, I also thought to myself, gee, you know, this might be the kind of place I could actually be on the board. And divine intervention, this one came into the kitchen in the middle of the night and said, would you ever consider being on the board? And I said, wow.
As a matter of fact,
I was actually just
do
thinking
you
about
happen to know
that.
the
minds.
lottery numbers
Yeah,
for
I
next?
know. Wow.
Great minds.
She has ESPN, right?
You know, the other day there was a guy on public radio talking about superstition and what are the chances of, and I guess he wrote a book, and what are the chances of all these different things that happen. And some of them, it's not really that big odds. It's not, but there was a lady, for instance, that played the lottery and won. Well, she played the lottery quite a bit, but she won 3 times. So she won, and a couple years later she won again, and then
That's just not fair.
But as he said, she probably thought, I just made a bunch of money. I can afford to play.
More
right?
tickets,
I'll take this amount of money and set it aside, but I'm going to continue to play because she played to begin with. That's how she won. And then when she won some more money, she said, well, I'm going to put that aside so much, and then this is going to be my kiddie money, right? My play money. Kind of like people go to the casino, like, okay, I brought $100, and that's it. When it's gone, I'm leaving. But if they make 3, they say, oh, I'm still going to play with that 100, right? That's just sort of what we do as human beings. So the odds really weren't that high because she played quite often. But the chances of bumping into somebody on a back road of Greece or England or something. So he does this whole book on, you know, what are the chances?
But yet there are some people who believe there's no such thing as a coincidence.
Some things are not a coincidence. Some things are meant to happen, right? Like people that get to an intersection, and they were there like a second before when somebody blew the intersection. It would have wiped them out, right? What's the chances of that happening, kind of thing? That's got something to do with something else, I think. But you know the coincidences of how many times to win or bumping into somebody or. There was somebody that was in France and had I think there was the last pastry, and the last guy that bought it was the guy sitting on the side, and the guy goes over and says, hey, would you like some company? And years later he goes to a function and meets the guy again at this function, but the guy realizes he's at the wrong party. So that's a double, kind of triple. What are the odds, kind of thing. So anyway, what are the odds, right? I think she just sort of knew you were the right person to ask, right?
Absolutely.
It's like, you know what? I know that lady. She'd be great.
Looks like
here.
a lot of
She'd-
fun.
yeah, I was going to say that. But she'd fit right in. And so this is a night to come and have fun, and you will have fun. Nobody leaves without a smile. You all have fun.
We have wonderful raffle prizes.
Yes.
I think a little entertainment in store.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
our folks. And
Oh,
Right.
yes.
They
As long
always
as
do
it's not
something.
us that's providing the
Oh, well,
entertainment.
I don't know
'Cause-
about that.
There may be a few times where we're put to the test, maybe
the
borderline
test.
embarrassment.
Is there a
but-
theme this year?
Pretty much along the same line as last year, just kind of dress
Formal.
up.
It's a formal
dress
dinner
up.
dance.
And just come and have fun.
exactly.
Well, every year was a different theme. We were running out of themes.
I know,
We had
I
done
know. It
everything.
was-
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like peanut butter jelly theme. You know, everything, right? You have to come dressed as peanut
Superhero.
butter jelly.
Flamingo.
Pink flamingo.
Yeah.
You know, and after a while, it becomes like an effort to try to find a new theme. So this way, just come
as you
dressed
are.
up and have fun. And clients come and they're all decked out.
And I
have
think people
fun.
like an excuse to get dressed up. We
They
don't
do.
have that many things where you can really get dressed up. And if you do, you have to drive into Boston, you have to spend thousands of dollars on parking and everything else. Stay local, get
Yes.
dressed up. Any
Have
extra
fun.
money you
It's a
have,
good night
buy
to go
raffle
out.
tickets. And
Well, ladies, thank you. And I'm following you on Facebook all the time. I can't even keep up with you. Are you on a jet all the time? Are you
I
like
travel a
traveling
lot. Yeah, I like it though. I get to go places I normally wouldn't have been
Right.
able to go, and meet people I, wouldn't
And
have
normal
met.
people get to see, you.
Yeah, I mean, who would have known that I would have found more than one employer that's okay with my hair color?
Why not? It's like a brand. You know what I mean?
I'm such a trendsetter. All
That's
the
it.
young kids have colored hair now.
Following
This
in
is
your
true.
footsteps.
And I always wonder, I always ask them, like, can you wash that out? Like tomorrow, if you're going for a job interview, can you, like, wash that out? And they're like, well, it depends. The answer is, it
I was on
depends.
that radio show, the Leominster, the
Yeah.
new radio, and the woman actually said to me, "Can I touch?" Like she said,
Yeah.
I thought that was weird, but yeah, she
I
did.
never felt pink hair.
She said, "Oh, it's very soft." And what did you think it was going to be? Like a wig?
know.
It's not a wig. It's my hair. I'm a very good hairdresser. Yeah.
People start-
Hairstylist.
Stylist, that's right. Use proper names these days.
You got to be careful. Can't call
Well, people
anybody.
get upset, Ladies, thanks for coming on.
Me
We'll see you
too.
soon. It's coming up on November 2nd.
November 2nd.
Can you believe
yes.
that? That's like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Can't wait.
Don't miss it.
I won't.
Well,
And
we'll be
let's,
there.
let's raise some money.
Sounds like a
Maybe we'll
plan.
have like arm wrestling contest or something.
Well, we
Well,
thought about
we
that.
thought-
We're even thinking about little
Maybe
thumb wrestling.
Thumb wrestling?
Yeah.
Musical chairs.
Pin the tail on the donkey.
Oh, sounds good. Taking a short break here at Inside Leominster. We're coming right back. Thank you, ladies, for
might
coming
be able to
on.
make it.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you. You might be able to make it.
He had a troubled life, although he never would let on. And he fought to keep his family alive. Well, in a part of town where railroad trains ran by day and night, he raised a family and tried to make his way. It often got too much for him, still he carried on. And he never had a bitter word to say. But why is it so hard to live your life the way you please and try to get along? Some folks call him drunkard, and others call him tramp. I just tag along behind him, always call him Grant. When my guitar broke in pieces after falling on the floor, I ran to him to see what he could do. He picked up all the pieces and he brushed away my tears. And in a day that old guitar looked just like new. But why is it so hard? Live your life the way you please. tried to get along. Some folks called him drunkard, and others called him tramp. I just tagged along behind him, always called him Gramp. Well, I won't forget his courage and the wisdom he possessed, and the kindness that he showed me in my youth. He suffered for his lifestyle and he suffered for his name, but he suffered most because he told the truth. And in a land where love of mankind is looked on as a threat, where the hungry keep on dying and the rich are always fed.
Little Johnny Moore there. We're back here inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarella. We're with another Dean. He's the senator for this district, Senator Dean Tran. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, thank you, man.
Good to see you.
Good to be here with you.
Did you find this okay?
I did find it okay. You know what?
Oh, you've been here before.
I've been
anyway.
here. This is my
Yeah.
second time, and I swear to God, every time I see you, you get younger.
Oh, I'm not getting, trust
you
me, I'm
are.
not.
You look younger.
I
Either
just
you're
came
looking
from an
younger,
event
I'm
and they
getting
said,
older.
you're all gray. What happened? And I'm like, I got old. I don't know what happened. It's the stress of the job, I guess.
Right.
I started when I was 20. You know, eventually you get gray hair, right?
You got to cut your hair short like mine.
That's what I got to do.
People
I
can't
gotta,
see the gray hair.
I got to go in, you know, next to Subways. There's that barber shop there. They do all them fancy cuts and all that. I think I'm going to try them out sometime and see, you know, maybe carve in the Red Sox on one side and the Patriots on the other, Celtics on the back side, and then the Bruins on the top.
And color the hair.
Whatever the appropriate
Black
color
and
is.
yellow.
Caller, welcome to the show.
Hi, this is Stephanie calling from Paris.
Are you really calling from there?
I really am. It's 1 a.m., so I have to be a little
All
quiet
right.
because I know our neighbors can hear us.
All right, so I'm going to tell you the real reason I want to talk to you for a lot of reasons, but so
Yeah.
I was watching you on the glass floor.
Yeah.
So I don't remember what state I was in. If I was in Chicago, I don't remember. They had this glass floor.
Yep. Yeah, they have one in Chicago too.
Yeah, it must have been. And I got to tell you, every single guy was standing around the perimeter trying to work up the guts. And guess where all the ladies were?
Oh yeah, it's always the girls and the kids. We're not afraid at all, but the guys won't
Yes.
do it at all.
Yeah, they were walking across, doing handstands, rolling around,
Yes.
face down, and we're all like stuck
yeah.
in the back going, oh man,
yeah.
I have to do this. There goes my whole male sort of image. And it's all, and then
Yeah.
so how long are you out there for?
So it's going to be 10 days. We did 5 days in London, and now today was our first day in Paris.
How was London?
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I don't even know if I'll like Paris as much, but so far it's just as good.
Good.
Yep, it's great. We love it here. But yeah, that was really fun going up the tower. That was quite something.
I saw your pictures in the Eiffel Tower.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. It was our first time, so that was
Colors
something.
were
It was so nice
beautiful.
at night.
They
It was
lighted
great.
up. What an opportunity to go. What a good time.
I know, it was
Yeah.
great. It was just, the weather was really nice today, except up at the tower it was so windy.
Right. It's always going to be windy
Yeah,
up
but
there.
it was good.
It's just in case it makes you feel any better. We had snow last night.
I heard. I
Yes.
can't even believe that's true. Yep,
It's
I heard.
true.
But so
So-
I guess I shouldn't complain about some winds.
So you can post on Facebook from Paris.
Yep. So I got the package on my cell phone through
Oh, yeah,
Verizon
yeah,
so
yeah.
that I could post. So that was good.
Well, so where are you off to from here?
I don't know. So I think tomorrow we'll do either the Louvre, the museum, or I don't know. We might go to Versailles, see that palace. I don't know. We don't know exactly what we're doing yet.
Well, I'm sure wherever you go, you'll have fun. Keep
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a great time.
Well, tell everybody I said hello. Have fun.
I will.
Keep posting
Thanks
pictures.
for having us.
Yes, 1 o'clock in the morning. You party animal, you.
Oh yeah, I know. This is awfully late for me. So this is good. It's so fun. I don't want to go to bed.
Well, everybody else last night, if it makes you feel better, was up watching the Red Sox till 1:15 this morning. So.
And
they won.
Okay, so you guys had a late night too.
Yes.
Yep. All right. Well, that's
All right.
good.
Hey, thanks for calling.
Oh, anytime. We'll talk soon.
All right, take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
See that?
Bye-bye.
You can, no trouble at all, huh? The technology.
Can she watch you?
Yes.
Can she tune in?
Yeah, she's got the special package here. She can tune in. She
Wow.
can, streaming, you can, there's
Right.
nothing you can't do anymore. It's incredible.
Right.
People tell me, like, yeah, I watch from here, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. You're like, I watch on my phone. I'm like, this is incredible. I can watch the Leominster High School games on, for somebody that can't get to them all, or even if you can't get to the whole game, you can watch it or at least listen to it live, right here on your phone. So, welcome to the show.
Oh, absolutely. Technology is great.
It's just incredible. I mean, the good parts to it, and then there, like anything else, there's bad parts to it. But
Yeah, we use it for work all the time because prior to being the state senator, as you know, I was in the private sector.
Right.
And I was managing personnel on 3 continents with difference in hours, 7 hours, 12 hours.
Really?
In Ukraine and China.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what we do, virtual meetings, and it's all technology.
so that's what you did. You just used sort of the internet to hook up and have those virtual
Absolutely.
those meetings, right? I mean, a bunch of different companies offer them now, but
And
before
nowadays, when you're talking about software development, a lot of people are working from home because you
Right.
really don't need to be in the
No.
office anymore.
no, there's so much that goes. You don't have to be. You could be at the coffee shop downtown somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Right? There's
And
no
in,
way you
and in
can't.
my
be.
case, that my headquarters was located in Burlington, Massachusetts, and we had people working in Suzhou, China, and Ukraine, Kiev, Ukraine.
Right. That's amazing.
It is.
Just
It is.
incredible. And, we're just beginning, I think, to see what technology can do. I mean, this is much more than, picking up 9,000 channels on your TV. You know what I mean? It really is. And cellular phones. That's the beginning of it. And the technology is really going to bring us to so many good things in terms of healthcare and everything else.
Right.
But, and so, yeah, I think it's pretty exciting. For these young kids, they're going to have to make plans to live till 100 years old.
Right. Look, you can just sit on your couch at home and order McDonald's.
Yeah,
They would
the
deliver
one on
McDonald's to
117
you.
will deliver it. I know, but you know what? If the French fries are cold, I'm done.
Right.
They're gonna have to. I like them only really when they're like just come out of there, like they're really hot. In fact, I'll pay extra just to have them the real hot ones. Like
Right.
they just got.
And
to
they
a
don't
bring-
last long. 10 minutes after, they're cold and stale.
Yeah, there's just nobody goes in and says, "Yeah, I'll have a large fry, cold, please." Nobody does that, right? You want them hot. And,
Right.
And anyway, that's we've only seen the beginning. Which in our jobs, technology comes into play because we can communicate with a whole lot more people. And I often say, when I first ran for office, everybody read the newspaper. And it's not to say people don't read the newspaper now, but they read it differently. Or the information came from listening to WLMS in the morning, WFGL in Fitchburg, or WEIM. Then came the morning telegram, and then came the afternoon sentinel. That's how you get your information, or a coffee shop. So
Or
today,
the barber shop.
a barber shop, absolutely. Today, all those things are still in play, only there's so much more.
Right.
And this morning, I don't even know what time it was, 2 o'clock or whatever, got a message, Facebook message, right? Messenger, which is a separate app, asking a question about, something that was important to them, and they didn't know where, kind of which direction to be steered in at 2 o'clock in the morning. The other night, the power went out in different parts of the city. So people were like, hey, my power went out, how long it's going to be. They were able to post and connect with National Grid and tell people. So it's more instant.
Right.
It's
instant
faster.
convenience.
Right.
And you spoke about the papers. The readership for the papers have declined
Right.
year after year after year because people really don't want to have to walk to a store or
Right.
have to open up a piece of paper. They just want to open up the phone and scroll with their
I still like
thumbs.
reading the paper. I miss the Globe when it was big, thick like that. I read the real estate section, the classifieds. I read everything.
The
But
cartoon
now I
section.
don't even have time because Sunday turned to Monday.
Right.
So it's not even that time allowable. So that's just part of
Yeah,
life, right?
we live in a fast-paced environment
Yeah.
now.
So that's why I said technology, the many good aspects of it, and then then there's some drawbacks to it, and the old days when stores were closed on Sunday before the blue laws, there were some benefits to the stores opening on Sundays. Obviously, people work and need to go shopping, but then there were some benefits to just everything, having that one day when you knew it was Sunday. Sunday now turns into Monday or Friday or Thursday, and thank goodness there's still church and still some traditions that people have. Sunday dinner. There's still some of those things, but for the most part, we move quick.
We do, and that's why when families get together, one of the things that I promote is that have family time. Make sure that your family members put down that iPhone, iPad, or what have you, and be a normal family because we've lost that.
Yeah.
We've lost that for the past probably a
We
decade
didn't mean
now.
to. We
didn't mean to.
It gradually went away.
And we have to adapt.
Right. Now, you got several kids. You got 4?
I have 4.
4 kids.
One in college. She's a junior in college at UMass
That's
Amherst.
amazing. So you got to sit around the table once in a while and just say, everybody, dinner's Sunday. We're going to sit around, whatever, and we're going to spend some family time.
Right. We have to do that because it's very, very important to me to instill family values onto my kids. Because nowadays, we see a lot of kids who do not have that kind of respect that you and I grew up with, right? So we have to instill that into our kids to make sure that they respect our veterans, respect their elders, respect their teachers, the law enforcement officers, and that aspect of life we have to bring back.
Tradition,
those
whether they're
traditions.
religious traditions or
Regardless of
ethnic
the technology
tradition, they're
advance.
traditions. We like those things, right?
Right.
So one of the things that when I hear you speak, or I heard you speak when you were sworn in 10, 11 months ago, whatever it was, is the story about how you got here. You always seem to touch on it, like a little bit, like you touch on it a little bit, but it's a good story. And when people talk about the American dream, immigration, that sort of thing, and we just spent 10 minutes talking about how we just kind of move so fast. We take everything for granted. Faster, this, they didn't get me this. I went to Dunkin', they didn't get my coffee quicker. I can't park close enough at the grocery store. But then you have a completely different story. And I imagine that affects your view on life.
Absolutely. I come from a completely different background from most people. I never take anything for granted because I know where I came from. I don't forget where I came from. And that is, I wasn't born here. I was born in a communist country. My parents sacrificed everything just to put their kids on a wooden boat. We drifted.
So you literally got on a wooden boat?
Absolutely. That's why if you watch all these documentary about the Vietnam War,
right,
we're called the boat people.
Right.
And you have to be very wealthy to be able to get on those old wooden boats.
So it was really an opportunity.
It is.
Just to get on one of those
It's an opportunity, and it's also a risk because a lot of people died.
Did you know there was a risk?
Oh, my parents didn't care about the risk.
Right.
As long
The
as
risk
they
outweighed.
had that opportunity to leave the communist country and find refuge, find freedom.
So did they dream? I mean, did they have this thing in their mind? Hey, kids, we're going to go on the boat. We're going to get there. Things are going to be different. Things are different in America. There's opportunity. There's school. There's viability. There's education. Everything. Did they talk about that?
I don't think that the American country was in my parents' minds. My father served in the Vietnamese army for a long time. He was an officer. So the first thing was to be able to get the family out of the country, or else.
Somewhere.
You know what that or else is.
Right.
They would have caught him.
So he knew. He was in the military. So he knew what could happen.
Right.
He saw it. He knew exactly. Probably didn't share that with you, but he knew that's something that could really happen, right?
Right.
Death.
The risk outweigh whatever would have happened
and
if they
he had to
caught
make
him
a
and then the
decision.
family.
We can't stay here.
Absolutely.
The chances are that we could all turn up dead.
Yes.
Or prisoners.
And there were people who died on the same boat. I was told by my parents there were people who died on the same boat. We drank salt water. We drifted in the ocean for days, and I use this word fortunate to land on one of the toughest refugee camps in the world, and we survived there. We spent another two and a half years there.
2.5 years. So you grew
I was
up,
2 years old there.
Right. You basically grew up in a refugee camp.
Absolutely.
Hang on. Okay. Somebody's trying to call into the show, but.
And that's why I tell people I never take anything for granted here, because we live in the greatest country in the world. If it wasn't for this country adopting me as its son, I would have died somewhere. Maybe I would have died in a refugee camp.
Right. so many times there was more of an opportunity for you not to make it, really, right? But you
Right.
still had the dream and the motivation to say, no, but it's it's going to be better than where we are now. So, I mean, think about it. You come over on literally on a wooden boat, and then you come to this country, and then you go to school, you get a house, a family,
We were very
college.
blessed, right.
I mean, that's pretty amazing.
We were very blessed that we were adopted by or was sponsored by a Catholic priest in Clinton, Massachusetts. And then my family and I emigrated to the United States in 1980. And it's probably the best thing that ever happened to us.
Do you even know where the Clinton? Your parents didn't even know where Clinton, Massachusetts were.
Nothing. And of course, Clinton, Massachusetts became my real first home. Never had a real first home.
Right, right.
Probably my first real home was on that wooden boat.
Right.
Right. So, and you know, we assimilated, we acclimated to the environment. We became Americans because my parents didn't even teach us Vietnamese. They didn't even teach us the traditions, the cultures.
There was no necessity.
We are in a
They
new
want you to
country now. They
assimilate, yeah.
want us to assimilate. They wanted us to become Americans. They wanted us to adopt the new flag, and that was our identity now.
Right.
And that's what we did.
That's why they came over on this boat to take that chance to
Absolutely.
get here. So when you were young, were they really big on education? Did they look around and say, I can't believe this? You can get an education here, community college, high school, junior high school, college. And at the time, I mean, you could still reasonably go to school and work most of the time, still in the 80s or when you graduated, right? When you could still work your way through school and pay off a lot of the debt. Today it's much harder, but they must have thought this is the best, right?
Well, education was a big component of all the discussions we had in our home.
So do your homework.
Absolutely.
Pay attention. Don't get in trouble.
And we would get disciplined if we didn't do that, or if we didn't adhere to those things.
Come home, do your homework every day as soon as you get out of school.
Absolutely, and respect our elders, respect our teachers, make sure that we listen to them and learn from them. You know, my dad worked so many odd jobs, cleaning toilets, cleaning churches, and things like that. He worked at Nipro, Weetabix in Clinton, just to make ends meet, just to make sure that we at least have
a roof over your head.
Some
and
of the
some food,
cheapest
right?
clothing.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
And you know, schooling was so important to us. And all my siblings and I have been very successful in our schooling. I was able to graduate from Fitchburg High School and went on to Brandeis University. My parents pushed me to go on to medical school, just like my brother, but I got attracted by the technology field.
You just
and I
got
into
grabbed by that, huh?
Right.
You were amazed by it.
Right.
And it's just incredible. You're coming on a boat. All of you were educated. Your brother became a doctor.
And don't forget, yes, my brother became a doctor. He's recently took time off from being a chief of staff or something for a hospital, pretty big hospital in the South, just to take care of my mom because after my dad died, she wasn't doing too well.
Right.
All my siblings graduated from Boston College.
Wow.
And so on.
That's incredible.
But people don't understand when we came over during that time, there were a lot of obstacles. I mean, we had obstacles leaving the country, and we had obstacles surviving in a refugee camp, and then we had obstacles coming over here. Just imagine our veterans, our military personnel coming back to the country got treated horribly.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Spitted
Absolutely.
on, things like that. Just imagine how we were treated when we came over.
Well, because people didn't understand.
Right,
and
they
so
didn't understand.
They were trying to be, proud Americans, and they were upset. People got killed, and here you come along. Where'd you come from, Viet, right?
Well, we adapted. We didn't let that bother us.
Right.
We knew that, my God, this is an opportunity. Right, this is the greatest country in the world.
Thank you for what you did.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to make sure I take every bit of advantage of being here and appreciate everything that happened, right?
And we did. We changed a lot of perception in the town of Clinton. We were adopted by the town of Clinton. I mean, people still remember. I'll give you a quick story. When I was campaigning last year, I went to an old-time gathering in the Commons in Clinton, Massachusetts, and I saw these firefighters. I came over, shook their hand, they took pictures of me, and this guy said my name, and he said, we went to school together at the age, in 3rd grade. We took the bus together.
Wow.
So it tells you the impact that my family and I came over to Clinton, Massachusetts had on the people.
Well, they
in
saw
Clinton.
you were hard workers, law-abiding people, family. You took advantage of exactly what you're supposed to do, the American dream. Did your father end up buying a house and all that? I mean, did he end up buying a house here? Or?
Yes, we actually we own several homes. They also own their own home.
Right.
I owned my own home when I was 21, at the age of 21.
And just think, you
And
got kids that
we
have
have
access
kids.
to the internet. I mean, completely different than where you were at. Amazing.
And that's one of the things that we can convey to my kids, is that, my God, you know, the opportunity. If we had the opportunity to come over here, just imagine all the kids who were born in this country, the
Right.
opportunities
Take advantage
available,
of it.
afforded to them.
Yeah, it's
Take
like sitting
advantage of
right
it.
there. And anybody has a question for Senator Tran, 978-537-7760. We'll talk a little bit about some of the things that are happening in the district, and that's why we had you come on. But I just like that story. It's just so, unbelievable that, that we just think we're so far removed from those kinds of situations. But there are still people who live in war-torn countries who would give anything to get out of those countries, and that's what I think they're trying to do, is through the proper methods of immigration, is to try to get people into places where they're safe. Now, war-torn situations are given more of a priority for immigration, and that's how a lot of the immigrants got here, because
Yes, refugees.
Right, as refugees. So they're given a different status. But your kids go to what schools?
All my kids attend public schools,
Right.
because
Fitchburg Public
I'm
Schools?
a product of the public school system. I believe in the public school system. And it's really, when it comes down to be successful, it's the parents' responsibility to listen to the teachers, make sure that the kids are listening to the teachers and adhering to all the guidelines and rules and regulations within the school system, and do the homework. Right, do the homework. I have my oldest daughter is at UMass Amherst. My second daughter is a sophomore at Fitchburg High School, and then my other two kids, 9 years old, and little Dean, who is 6 years old. They're both in elementary school.
I was thinking the other day, I'm on Route 2, and there's accidents. So then the next thing is, well, you can't take Route 2, 117, they're doing construction. And so, as you heard Art say a little while ago, he's like, some guy had to go back to Merriam Ave to get off, to go take the back roads to get, to head towards Boston. The good economy, more people living out here, traffic. And I
Right.
know that one of the things in your 10 months that you've talked about is getting to the crust of, getting some of that money that gets spent out in the eastern part of the state back here.
I just hope the people at home just sit tight and hang in there with me, because that's one of the things that I'm trying to solve. We have an incredible, strong economy in the Commonwealth. As you know, we've met with the governor and lieutenant governor a few times. That's why we've been able to realize over $1.1 billion in surplus, right? But that economy is not coming to us, because the traffic situation we have is very restrictive.
It's getting tough.
It is tough. It is tough.
You get off of if you're coming from the east to west, as soon as you get past 495, it's not more than 5 miles after that, 110, 111, traffic just stops. And it's stopped all the way till you get to Gardner, Fitchburg, exit 31, Route 31. And all of a sudden, everybody's looking around saying, where'd all this traffic come? Well, more people moving out here, more people working to the east, living to the west.
And that's why one of the problems we have in this district is that our roads and bridges are so archaic. It cannot support the growth that we want, especially in the economic development growth. We want that. And in order to do that, we need to fight hard. We need to fight Beacon Hill. We need to work with the governor and lieutenant governor and his administration to make sure that we get the funding necessary to make improvement to Route 2 and possibly expand it. Now, I've addressed some of the issues with the smaller roads, for example, Route 117. I found out that that's not owned by the state. That's locally owned.
Right, it's locally owned.
And you read in the paper recently that they received, the bond was released for them, $500,000 to do some improvements.
Right.
We were able to also secure another $250,000 for them to do more improvement to Route 117. Now, the biggest thing that we were able to pass through the legislature, and it wasn't easy. It took me two tries to get the feasibility study on Route 2 to make sure that we're able to do some safety improvements and possibly expand Route 2. And that study had to go through the Senate. We fought really hard. We got that passed in the Senate into the Economic Development Bill. We got that passed the Conference Committee, and we got that passed in the legislature. And recently, a couple weeks ago.
And it's only been 10 months. I mean,
It's
it's been
only
10
been
months.
10 months.
You got to figure out. I mean, first of all, you got to figure out how the system works down there.
Right.
And I walk to the State House, and it's a pretty building. I see all these people moving around, and I'm like, wow, this is, how does this? I understand local government. How's this, conference committees, and it's like it's really set up so nothing gets done. So you can achieve what you did just in 10 months. That's like a big deal.
One of the things that I wanted to give the people an update on Route 2 is that I was recently contacted by Mass DOT leadership, and they want to meet with me to start that conversation,
right.
which is really, really good and a big deal for this district. And you're right, the process there is very cumbersome, very long, lengthy, and people should know that. I recently let people know what my staff and I have done. We were able to, as you know, secure 53 projects. 53 projects for my district, totaling $29.6 million. And those projects are within the budget as well as in 3 bond bills. The one in the budgets, they're coming out. We're working with the secretariats right now to determine when that money is going to release.
And it's part of listen. And I know all this stuff gets said and everything.
But here's what I want to here's what I want to say to people is that it's incredible because in the last few days, my staff has brought to my attention that people are saying that those projects are not real.
Right.
The money is fake,
Right.
and
Right.
Senator Tran didn't do that.
That's just
well,
politics.
first of all, the process, all of them have been passed by the Senate, have been passed by the Conference Committee,
Right.
have been passed by the legislature, and signed by the governor.
Right.
So they can't be fake. You take that.
Of course, that's how you get the money.
You take that project, for example, in in Leominster, the business district, where we did the ribbon cutting.
Yes.
And how much did that project cost?
Oh,
$2.5 billion.
$2.5 million.
Well, that came from a bond that was
Right.
secured by somebody
That took
a
a
few years
while
ago, right?
to get it done.
But now, is that fake money?
No.
It's
no.
absolutely not
just
fake money.
In other words, it's part of the process. It doesn't happen overnight. People say, hey, North Street, what's going on with North Street? $9.5 million of state and federal money to do that road. It's going to take some time. It's not easy to spend First of all, it's not easy to get it. And then secondly, it's a big project.
Right.
Before we leave, I just want to remind everybody that this weekend, as long as it doesn't rain or anything, we're having our Halloween parade downtown. Starts at 1 o'clock. We meet over at Leominster Credit Union. If you want to put a float together, you want to dress up, we are the parade. So stop down. It's 1 to 3 o'clock this Saturday. Should it rain, it'll be the following Saturday. But looks like the weather's going to be good. The reason we did it this weekend is because just in case it rained, we have another weekend to take a chance at. So anyway, stop down and see us, Leominster Credit Union, by 1 o'clock because we leave 1 o'clock sharp. Melissa Tasker says we leave at 1. We leave at 1. So any questions, give us a call at City Hall. Just wanted to thank you for coming on. I know, but I had to get that story. I like that story. You only touch on it a little bit. And I'm like, I have a lot of questions here. This is the stuff I want to talk about. Sometimes you got to understand who the person is. And I just, you've been our senator for 10 months, and I think you've done a great job. But, sometimes, you scratch your head and say, geez, I hear a little bit of that story. I'd like to hear more about it.
Thank you,
Hey,
Ray.
thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Keep pushing out. You got 3 pages of things that you're working on. And I know you'll continue to just forge forward and get them all done for us.
Thank you.
We're out of time here at Inside Leominster. Good night. God bless you. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. You need to show up. Good night.